NFL executive says Russell Wilson is washed amid the Sean Payton rumors. I have been told the Broncos have made a decision. They want Sean Payton. Russell Wilson has told the Broncos owners he wants Sean Payton. Here's the dilemma. According to an NFL exec, Denver's got the best tradition. The new owners seem aggressive. They're willing to spend. But I think Russell Wilson's washed, and the lack of draft capital holding him back. The defense is very good, but Mahomes and Herbert aren't going anywhere in that division. So, you think to yourself, if Brian Daboll can get Daniel Jones to the playoffs, can Sean Payton get Russell Wilson to the playoffs? Well, Herbert and Mahomes are not playing in the NFC East. But I think one of the things that Sean Payton has to think about, and it's a real thing, with Daniel Jones, there are some limitations, but they're football limitations. You know what you have. It's right in front of you. But with Russell Wilson, there's self-awareness issues, trying to simultaneously be a football star and elevate Ciara's career issues. There's the isolation issues from teammates. He's got his own office. That's an issue. And his own chiropractor, I'm told. That's an issue. A lot of this stuff is personality, emotional, family stuff. That's way harder. The football stuff for a Brian Daboll or a Sean Payton, that's not as difficult. Wasn't it a little bit, and I'm a Russell Wilson fan, wasn't it a little bit an eye-opener when he left the Seahawks and former teammates, some of them offensive, use words like fake, isolated, not approachable? There are so many things to like about this, and they'll probably pay upwards of $25 million for Sean Payton, but I think I'd pass. Evaluating quarterbacks is certainly not an exact science. I couldn't stand Zach Wilson as a prospect. Joe Douglas of the Jets, a sharp, shrewd young GM, loved him. I met somebody last week, former NFL coach, loved Zach Wilson. Again, I'm just a radio TV guy. I couldn't stand him as a prospect. I didn't like Baker Mayfield as a prospect. I didn't love Jameis Winston as a prospect. I don't know more than GMs. It's inexact. You're not really sure. But here's the one thing that is exact. All the great ones, all of them, have like an approachable feel, kind of relatable. One of the guys, go out drinking on a Tuesday night. You can put your arms around him. That's like the opposite of what you're hearing from former Seahawks and some current Broncos, although a couple of players late in the year did defend Russell Wilson. You got to be a unifier. One of us, relatable, approachable. Can't have your own doctor and chiropractor and therapist. And I look at NFL quarterbacks who have often had their careers implode. It's not the football stuff. Kyler Murray, it imploded. It was the personal stuff. Jay Cutler, personal stuff. Nobody liked him. Jeff George. I know a lot of you don't know who Jeff George is. World-class arm talent. Not enough people liked him. Baker Mayfield butchered the podium. Zach Wilson in New York. I saw a story this weekend. They were rejoicing when he got benched. It's not the football stuff. An older Aaron, an older Russell Wilson, sometimes not viewed as unifiers, aloof, don't spend off seasons with the young guys. I don't know. I think with Russell Wilson, Denver wants Sean Payton. Russell Wilson wants Sean Payton. I think the deal would be done today if Sean Payton said, all right, I'm your coach. And he may. I got to pay a lot of money. The defense is good. And there's some really nice weapons. A star running back got injured. He's back. Tight ends are solid. Receivers are beyond solid. They got a good left tackle. But there's so many hoops to jump through. And sometimes it's just easier to have football stuff to deal with, not like personality stuff. Has Green Bay ever truly figured out Aaron Rodgers? I don't think they have. And those are smart, capable people. They go into meetings with him. They've been around him for 15 years. They still can't quite nail him down on the personality stuff and the offseason stuff. I think if I'm Sean Payton, $25 million is a lot of money. I think I'd pass. All right, so speaking of Aaron Rodgers. It's now no longer just a rumor. Ian Rapoport is an excellent reporter. He is saying what many others are saying, trading Aaron's on the table. Now, obviously, Aaron's very, very expensive. But a couple of years ago, Jerry Jones said something, and it really stuck with me. He was talking about Dak's contract. And although at the time I thought it was too much for Dak, his point on paying for nice things is accurate. By the way, you know who got a bargain at quarterback this year? The Steelers with Mitch Trubisky. They stole him. The Falcons stole Marcus Mariota. Panthers did with Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. Yeah, they got a bargain. All right. I don't know how you look in the AFC, like a Tennessee Titans, New York Jets, and you see Mahomes and Allen and Lamar and Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. I don't know how you look at your current quarterback situation and feel good about it. The only way to get value at quarterback, Jalen Hurts, draft him. That's it. And most teams that draft a quarterback know you got to have like Mike Tomlin security or Bill Belichick security to withstand the 2 or 3 growing pain years. Otherwise, you got to go to the market and pay. Like I look at the Jets, really good roster, desperate for a quarterback, and they're not paying any of their top 5 or 6 offensive players anything. He fits. New York, Aaron Rodgers, he's not going to be overwhelmed by it. I don't know. Also, I think Green Bay would be fine. The Bears, defensive head coach, defensive culture, lost 10 straight. Offense is an absolute mess. Minnesota won 11-0 in one-possession games, one-score games. They're the easiest team to predict a pullback next year. They're not going 11-0 in one-score games. Just like the previous year, they lost 8 one-score games. They'll probably be 5-5, 6-4, 4-6. They're going to pull way back. And Detroit, I like their story, but they haven't won the division since the early 90s. I think it was 93. I think it's 30 years ago exactly. I may be wrong. So I think Green Bay would be fine. If Jordan Love was a B- quarterback in that division, you will absolutely contend for a playoff spot. Oh, yeah, with Aaron this year, you didn't make the playoffs. I think it makes sense for Green Bay. You get a first-round pick this year, maybe a couple of seconds. You've got a nice roster. You could use another tight end, another edge rusher, maybe a wide receiver. But Jordan's not making any money for 2 years, at least 1 year, so you can handle Aaron Rodgers' dead cap hit. But how in the world in the AFC can you look at that Mount Rushmore and then some roster of young star quarterbacks, generational talents in their prime, and go, we're good here? Tennessee, you're not. Miami, you're not. Jets, you're not. Take a big swing. In Green Bay, rip the Band-Aid off. Every time Jerry Jones has sought a bargain, it's exactly what he got. Falcons got one this year. Steelers got one this year. Carolina got 2 this year. Got a bargain at quarterback? That's all you have. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.